Play, feel free to skip ahead a few minutes. I'm going to wait for everybody to get on. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in, have a seat, get comfy. We will start in just a minute. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Good morning. Whoops. Dropping stuff. If you're new here, sit back, relax, get your favorite coffee, tea, water. Oh, thank you, Haley. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elizabeth. My weekend was great. Had a great gig, got to hang with some great friends. Thank you for asking. I hope everybody else had a wonderful weekend. So if you are new here, welcome in. This is your weekly Tarotscope, okay? What this means is we are going to look at the week ahead, Monday through Thursday, to find out what we are possibly to encounter in the days ahead. And the reason why we do this is, number one, it's nice to have like a horoscope, right? It's nice to know what's coming up. That way also you can see it as something that is happening for you, or it's something that you can overcome, whatever it may be. We're going to go through this together. And the more that you come to these sessions, the more that this is going to personally resonate with you, okay, and what's going on in your life. Granted, this is a collective reading. However, like I said, it will start resonating with you personally, okay? So feel free to ask questions about spirituality, numerology, tarot, life and relationships, all the things, okay, because that's what I do. And good morning, Mom. And we love to have conversation here, but again, this is a collective reading, okay? So, awesome, Elizabeth. That's good to hear. She said, hell froze over. My ex and I are communicating. Nice. Oh, and it's so nice whenever people can be adults. It's very rare, unfortunately. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to boost and balance the heart chakra, okay? Because this is where we hold a lot of our stress, a lot of our anxiety. This is where we typically create the biggest block, okay? What we want to do is we want to just breathe and listen to the bowl sing. And as you listen to it sing, you can imagine all of that stress and anxiety leaving your body, okay? And then we imagine beautiful green light just boosting that chakra, okay? So here we go. Nice deep breaths. Now let's all collectively take one super duper deep breath in. Expand your lungs, expand your rib cage, pick up all that stress and heaviness. You'll feel it in your chest. Now blow it out. Just let it go. Like, bye-bye. Okay? And just don't call it back in. That's the biggest thing. It's like, energy workers can do all of the energy work on you, but if you choose to call that back into your aura, back into your energetic field, then so be it, okay? That is your doing. So we don't, after we've gotten energy healing or sound healing, whatever it is, okay? It's all the same thing. It's all about frequency, right? After you've had that session or sessions, then you want to make sure that you are aware of your own thoughts and emotions, because we don't want to call that energy back in. We want to just, it's gone. It's released. Ta-da. Okay. Good morning, Miss Jamie. Good morning, Tiffany. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we are going to get our fairy blessing. Last weekend, we had the blessing of green. Remember how I was talking about, it could be connected to money and your belief about money. We talked about a lot, right? And remember how I told you that, I think I told y'all, or maybe I just told my tribe, that I had an issue with Instacart, and they stole money from me, I got my money back. And you know how that works? Is you say, the universe is on my side and this is going to work out for my highest good. And it works out and you let it go. Okay. I had another incident with a company who essentially stole over $1,000 from me without my knowledge, because I thought I was paying for something else. And it was actually, they were just like recurring charges on something else. And I called them out and they're like, oh no, it's not refundable. And I was like, bullshit. and, and it does state on their policy it's not refundable. And I stood my ground and I affirmed to myself, the universe is on my side. And guess what? Got an email this morning. They are refunding all that money. So don't ever take anything at face value. Okay? If it goes against what is right, then you can affirm that the universe is on your side and everything is going to work out for your highest good, and watch it happen. Okay? So just to let y'all know that works. Okay? All right. Let's see what our fairy blessing is. Good morning, Heather. Let's see. All right, a blessing of the liminal space. Remember, we've gotten this one not too long ago, okay? It is number 28, right? So we're going to kind of briefly go over this right quick. I don't know if we're going to read the whole thing because we pulled it more than once. Whoops. Oh, sorry, I almost had to sneeze. My nose started burning. The fairy gift of gateways, sacred sites, and enchanted times. I like that, right? Dear fairy friend, you have reached a great moment, the point where you can receive the blessing of the liminal space and time. The gateway, the moment, the choice is here. Let the liminal, the in-between, become more and more apparent to you. May the blessings of the sunrises with their dawn colors, dawn colors and sweet beginnings be yours, and may the sunsets with their richness and splendor and their message of coming rest be yours too. May the in-between spaces, the places where the fairies can reach you so easily and where you can discover your own inner magic, be yours. To be blessed with the liminal is to be blessed with the deeper magic of the natural world, to have the ability to step outside of human rush and stress and worry and deeply experience the quiet spaces within nature that are so often offered, yet so rarely accepted. So what this is saying is pretty much what I was talking about just a second ago. If you see something, like, don't believe what you see out here, you believe what you know in here. Like I was saying, when that company told me, oh, well, this is non-refundable, it's just our policy, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Okay. And I affirmed the universe is on my side. And I trusted in that more than I trusted in their stupid policy because it was shady, right? So you can do that throughout your week, and you can say, you know, we want to always make sure that we are connected with the divine, and you have the blessing this week to be able to do that, to let's say achieve more, because you are acknowledging that space that you are in, that you are acknowledging your alignment with the universe. Does that make sense? When you acknowledge your alignment with the universe, miracles can happen, right? You can manifest $20,000 like others have done in here. You can manifest refunds. You can manifest job opportunities. You can manifest new homes or whatever it may be. Okay. But you have to acknowledge that space. We don't want to always fill that space with things like social media and crap. Okay. All right. So we're going to pick the tarot deck that we're going to use, or y'all are going to pick the tarot deck that we're going to use. I want you to vote in the comments. Okay. Please only vote one time. And those of you on YouTube and those of you on TikTok, please help me to keep count of the votes so we know who wins. Okay. So deck 1, Light Seers Tarot, everybody's favorite, or deck 2, the Pulp Tarot. Which one? Deck 1 or deck 2? Yes, absolutely, Glenn. Got to stand your ground. 1 or 2? Ooh, TikTok is battling. Okay, looks like 1s are getting it. Okay, 1s are getting it on YouTube for sure. Okay, might be a lot easier than I imagined. Everybody's loving deck 1. I know, everybody loves this deck. It's a great one. My mentor used this deck on me years ago, and I was like, I need that deck. So, okay, yeah, deck 1 has gotten it. I don't even need to ask y'all for the count. So, if you're wondering if there's any messages for you, stick around because this is a collective reading and you're probably going to hear something that you need to hear. So, hang out. All right, so let's find out. You haven't, it's so easy to read, yeah. 1111, oh, nice. You guys, I have been seeing repeating numbers still like crazy. And I just giggle and I'm like, okay, thank you. For me, it's just the nod from the universe, like we're still here, you're doing good things, all of that. Let me get these nice and shuffled up for us. You're doing great in your intuition, Elizabeth. Okay, so let's see what is coming up for us this week. Focus on the deck and ask the deck, what is coming up for us this week? What do we need to know? I feel like, I had this thought this morning, something like feels like it's like coming full circle. I don't know if this is collectively or personally. I just keep hearing full circle, full circle. And the blessing of the liminal space is number 28. When we add those together, it's 10, and 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So that's what kicked that memory into gear just now. So let's see. All right, today, Monday, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. We just recently talked about this card in tarot class, and it's funny because we laughed about it because the Knight of Wands, honestly, is not one of my favorite cards. Okay, because either direct or reverse, it's like a fleeting type of energy. It can be positive. We have been getting the World card over and over again, and that's kind of what it's been making me think of. So yeah. So anyways, we laughed about the Knight of Wands because, like I said, this card is not the best one. Like if you're wanting something to like stick around. Okay, it's very Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is like, I came, I saw, I conquered, moving on. Okay, so when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, this can indicate a couple of things. Okay, one, you may encounter somebody who is, number one, really selfish, flaky, all over the place today. Okay, and what are you going to do? You're going to set a boundary, and you're not going to participate in that drama or in that directionless type of energy. Number two, it can indicate that you feel directionless. Maybe you're feeling exhausted. Maybe you feel like you're kind of like in that perpetual hamster wheel, but you have the power to turn this direct. Okay. Now, the positive side of the Knight of Wands is it is Sagittarius energy. Okay. Whenever the Sagittarius energy grows up, which takes a long time because they have like Peter Pan syndrome, but when the Sagittarius energy kind of like taps in, it's all about spiritual enlightenment. It's all about doing things big and connecting with the cosmos and being that free spirit. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that, right? But you have to consciously tap in. This is why we have the blessing of the liminal space here, because it's wanting you to acknowledge that energy. It's wanting you to tap in. Make sense? Okay, so if it's in reverse, it's indicating that there is a lack of tapping in. There's a lack of direction. Just energy is scattered. It's all over the place, not really sticking with anything, but you have to consciously make that happen. Okay. I just heard, I'm reading a book right now, and it says actions are thoughts in motion. That's why we always say watch people's actions, because it tells you exactly how they feel about you. Actions are thoughts in motion. So whatever you're thinking is whatever you're doing, right? So if you're wondering where your thoughts are, look at your actions. If you're not doing much of anything, then your thoughts aren't very positive, and they're not very progressive. They're not very supportive, okay? All right, let's look at Tuesday. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Now, when the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse, it can indicate a feeling of, number one, first, I just was stopped, hang on. Number one, watch your spending, okay? Don't spend money on things that you don't need or that are not going to get you to where you like that ideal person. The thought you always keep in your head of yourself in the future, right? We all do it. Let's be honest. Okay. So we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Watch your spending. Maybe learn how to invest your money or to make your money grow for you. Another thing is you might need to do something on Tuesday that you kind of want somebody else to do for you, or you're procrastinating because you're like, I just don't want to have to deal with it. And the universe is like, look, you need to deal with it. Get it done. Don't wait on somebody else to come save you, to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay? Because if you're always waiting on somebody else to bring you security, to do tasks for you, you're going to be stuck. Okay. Speaking from experience, I used to be that way. I used to be like, please, somebody come save me because I don't know how to save myself. Well, then I realized, oh, I guess I'm going to have to save myself because you can't rely on people. And that's not to be negative. That's reality. People are all focused on their own journeys, just like you're focused on your journey, right? Okay. So mind your money on Tuesday. Get things accomplished that you need to get accomplished. Focus on your health. Make sure that you're eating really grounded foods on Tuesday. Okay. Because the Nine of Pentacles, she's what we call the Lady of Leisure. She is the badass. She is the independent woman who has worked diligently to get to where she is, which means she's got her money, she's got her health, she's got happiness, she's connected to nature, she's all of these things. And it took her time to get there. Well, when she's in reverse, she's not doing that. She's expecting other people to do it for her. Okay. So if this isn't you and you come across somebody that is expecting you to do something for them, think about the whole teach a man to fish, right? It's funny. I was thinking about this morning too. It's like, if you are expecting handouts, then you can expect to be in poverty the rest of your life. Okay. Because you haven't done what it takes to get yourself out of that. You're number one, accepting victimhood, right? And you're expecting other people to constantly give, and you're going to be so disappointed throughout the rest of your life. Okay. You need to be in control of whatever it is, your finances, your career, all of that. Okay. You're new to tarot and trying to learn? Oh, well, welcome in. I do have my self-paced tarot apprenticeship. If you are learning and you want to go at your own pace and have a mentor, check that out, okay? You're feeling intense energy from me? Yeah, no, I'm good. This is just a very serious message. Okay, let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, we have the Two of Wands. Much better energy. Okay, so we're looking at these two reverse energies for Monday and Tuesday, right? Life is like that. Sometimes we're going to have reversals. Sometimes we're going to be low on energy. Sometimes we're going to be moody. Sometimes we're going to be directionless, okay? And it's all about us tapping in and connecting to divine source energy to get us like back on the horse, essentially. Like this one, normally they're on the horse, but not on that imagery. So here we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about being proud of yourself, of how far you've come. And it's a good day to make plans. Okay. So especially if you're wanting to make travel plans, if you're wanting to move forward on any project, the Two of Wands is like, yes, let's go. Let's do this. Okay. So the energy is really good on Wednesday for making plans, for traveling, if you're moving, whatever energy. This is like really about like, I've conquered this, now I'm ready to move on. Okay. And the world is your oyster on Wednesday. It could maybe be just like get out of the house, go do something that you enjoy, make plans with somebody. Okay. If you're traveling, it's a good day. All right, let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. So now the Ten of Wands in reverse can mean a couple of things, right? Ten of Wands in reverse can indicate that something has come to its completion. Like we are done, 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 done. Also, I'm going to tell you 3 things because we're looking at the day's energy. So it could be that you have the opportunity to complete a task on Thursday. There might be something that you need to go back and revisit or revise in order to get it completed. But it's like, hey, you're almost there. Let's get this done. Okay. It could indicate that you have the opportunity to delegate tasks to somebody else if you feel like you have too much work on your plate, too many tasks to do. You can delegate. Okay. Also, if something has come to an end and you've been resisting letting it go, Thursday may be a little bit heavy for you because you're in resistance. Okay. Anytime you're in resistance, life gets really hard. Okay. So just be mindful of what you're focusing on, where you're resisting, what needs to be accomplished, that kind of thing, because it's the universe going, gosh, you're almost there. Like, let's go. Okay. Yes, this is also on YouTube. Thank you, Dawn. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Traveling back from Alabama, it was a good reset. Awesome. Good for you. Very nice. Just calendared a meeting with a client to plan business and real estate. Perfect. It's resonating. Good, 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 you guys. I love that. See, I told you the more that you come to these sessions, the more it's going to personally resonate with you. Look, we have the Magician in reverse underneath the deck. So this is kind of like the energy that's underlying everything. When the Magician is in reverse, it can be a few things, okay? So number 1, this could be manipulation, right? This is why we have these 2 cards in reverse here. It could be that there's an outside source that is energetically manipulating something that you are, I guess you could say, in contract with, or you're dealing, person to person, right? Now, could they consciously be manipulating? Yeah. Could they unconsciously be doing it? Yeah. Because people are so used to the victim mindset that they manipulate situations and don't even realize it. Okay. That's why I was saying, like, if you're always expecting a handout, that's a form of manipulation, because you're like, oh, poor pitiful me, should feel sorry for me, and you're trying to get things. But in actuality, it's okay if people give you things, for sure. Sometimes we do need a hand up, but you also need to be working to get yourself out of that situation. That's when the universe really kicks into gear. Okay. Also, the Magician, is not using everything that they have in order to create. Okay. So in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, let me pull this up here. He's got all the elements, all the tools on the table. Okay. This is how he creates. He's the channel for this energy, and he uses all of this to create, to manifest. Okay. So when he's in reverse, he's not using all of that, and he's becoming emotional. He's got an energy block, and he needs to be grounded and focused. Okay. Whenever you are doing any type of spiritual work, for sure, you need to be grounded and focused. And you'll see a lot of chaos on social media from spiritual workers. That's not what you want. Okay. If you do any type of research, you'll see healers, real psychics, real tarot readers, all of the people that actually know how to practice spiritual modalities. They are in a calm, cool, collected environment, and they are focusing their energy. Okay. They don't have kids running and screaming in the background. They don't have dogs barking. They don't have loud, chaotic music. Like, that's not it. Okay. The energy is too scattered and too focused. If you want to do real work, you have to focus your intentions, focus your energy, so you can be that channel from the divine to be able to manifest whatever it is that you want. Make sense? Yes, someone could be in your energy if you're in chaotic energy. Yes. Yep. We don't want that at all. And people get really mad when I call that out, because chaos does not like to be put into order. And But if you actually want to produce something, you know, if you want to produce results or get messages and all that, you do need to focus the energy. So yeah. That's me right now. I'm feeling exhausted, emotionally exhausted, and mentally exhausted. Feeling lost. Tough love. I know, Marlo. Tough love is not easy, but you know what? It's okay to acknowledge that you're just kind of feeling kind of blah, right? But then, yeah, we just say, you know what? This is what I'm feeling right now. Feelings are temporary, and I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep making progress, and I will come out of this feeling. So, yeah, you got it. All right. Yes, Venus is in retrograde, so relationships may be challenging. Yeah. And if you think about Venus being retrograde, it's like you need to look back on, you know, like what is it that you really want out of life? How do you truly feel about yourself? Okay? Because Venus is all about love and beauty and creativity and all those lovely flowy types of energies, but if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't feel beautiful, if you don't, you know, like for instance, I'll tell you something. Every time I do like a major clean out in my house, like this weekend, I went through my closet again, got this big organizer thing that I got off a TikTok shop, um, did all this stuff, and boom, I got 2 refunds, right? I always get some sort of big payout whenever I do like a house clean out. It's the craziest thing. Why? Because I've shifted the energy. I've made my house happy. I have shifted the energy. Things are flowing better. And it can happen for you too. This is why we don't want clutter and chaos around us. We want calm, flowy, and, you know, just aligned type of energy. Okay. So it works. Oh, wait, what did I miss? Whoops. Oh, gotcha, Glenn. She said that's exactly what I'm feeling. You're focused but more intense today. Yeah, it happens. I mean, gosh, you know, Aries rising. Yes, I love that, Jamie. Thank you. She said Venus is also about value. Why do we love something or find it beautiful? Because we find value in it. Yep. Did a deep cleanse on Saturday. Nice. All right. What else do we need to know this week? What other messages do we have? Is somebody smoking? God, I just smelled cigarette smoke. Oh, sorry, but I hate it. Look, there's the home. We were just talking about cleaning out the home. Okay. Maybe that's something that needs to happen. Maybe if you're ever feeling like energy is kind of all over the place, take a look around at your environment. Your environment really affects you. It really does. Okay. This is why we want to make sure, and this is perfect for Venus being retrograde, because how do you feel about your environment? What have you done in your environment to help the energy flow, to help boost your mood? Because not only does it affect you energetically, it affects you psychologically as well. Okay. Colors affect you psychologically and energetically. Clutter affects you energetically and psychologically because it's like stifling, you know, it's suffocating type of energy, right? So we want to focus on the home. Your home is your sanctuary. Your home is where you spend a lot of your time. That's where you need to be able to come and just relax, right? So you also want to see your home as a living being, because essentially it is. Your home is essentially a living being. So you want to take care of it. You want to show it respect and love and keep it clean and, you know, repair what needs to be repaired, all of the things. Okay? And which makes me happy because the 2 of Wands on Wednesday, I have somebody coming to repair a washing machine. So it looks like that should happen. Yay. So, yeah, and number 27. So 2 is all about balance and harmony, right? 7 is that spiritual connection. How is your home feeling? Oh, another thing. I don't know if y'all have seen this creator. It's on TikTok. Sorry, YouTube, but it's on TikTok. I'm sure they're on YouTube too. I'm sure they're all over the place. But this person, I don't know if they've just learned about numerology or what. They are a big creator. They have over 1 million followers on TikTok, okay? They call themselves the best tarot reader on the app. They very ego fed, right? And this person is talking about numerology and the numerology about your house, okay? Or the numerology of your house. And they're like, if your numerology is this of your house, then you need to move. I'm like, what? What kind of advice is that? You know, if I've shown y'all that if you don't like the energy of your house as far as the numerology goes, you put a balancing number on the back door or on the back of the front door, and it balances out that energy. Okay, so let's say you have a 5 house, your number address adds up to a 5. That's like everything's always moving. People are always coming in and out. Da, 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 da. Well, you can put it in a 6, a 7, an 8, whatever it is that you want. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur, a 1 house is going to be great for you. Okay. So you want to balance it out with the missing number that'll bring it to a 1. So, like, be careful who you're listening to, because your home is everything. You don't have to move just because the numerology is not ideal, right? I mean, I can't believe this person says this shit, but they do. And people eat it up. I need to make a video about that. Teaching the reality of numerology in your home. Yours is a 1. Yeah. Oops. So Dawn, yours is a 6. Denise, yours is a 6. Yeah. But I like the 11. Well, for example, Denise is 114. Okay. So we go 11 plus 4, right? That's 15. When we bring them together, that's 6. So yeah, you add them all together individually unless you have a master number. So let's say mine is a 1, which is great, but I also want to balance it out with financial stability. So I have a 7 on the back of my door. So yeah, add them individually unless it's a 11, 22, or 33. So if your number is 4224, you take 22 plus 8. What is that? 30. Okay. And then 3 is your number. So 3 is a very creative place. And if you're doing something like talking on social media or, like holding sessions with people, it's a great energy for communication and creativity. So yeah. So Elizabeth, yours is a 2. Oh, let me shuffle these. I get too busy talking and reading the comments. Oh, yeah, Jamie, it drives me insane. I'm like, she says a lot. She makes some major claims on her page, and I'm just like, she's very, very good at marketing. Very good at marketing, which is why she has like over 1 million followers. And but she will call herself the best tarot reader on this app. She'll make claims of like, well, you're just gonna have to move. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, no empathy towards people, no understanding of people. The only understanding they have is how to sell things, how to use psychology against people. So yeah, it sucks. Yours is a 1. It depends on what you want to experience or feel in your home. You're welcome. If yours is an 11, that's a really high vibration. So I don't know if I would mess with that. Look, we have 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel. Okay. So this is your sacral chakra. Gosh, I always want to say solar plexus. Sacral chakra. Okay. Again, this is where your desire comes from, and it's in reverse, right? Whenever this energy is in reverse, then that means it's underactive, right? There is maybe like some sort of shame about what you desire in life. And you're like, well, no, that's too much. Like, I don't want to be seen as selfish. I don't want to this and this and that. But it's all also connected to how you feel about yourself. And think about Venus retrograde, right? The 2nd chakra is connected to your sexuality. Okay. I don't know if I could say that loudly on here. I don't want to get dinged. But that part of us is connected to how we feel about ourselves, right? If you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't feel good in your own skin, if you have insecurity issues, then you're going to have a pretty low sex drive, right? And so that's when this chakra can be underperforming, right? But it's also connected to creativity and expression. So if you're afraid to be that person, which is why the magician can be in reverse here, right? That's blocking your manifestations. So what you can do is you can ask Archangel Ariel to come help cleanse that chakra, okay? To help balance that chakra. Your archangels are always willing to help. You just have to ask. All right, what else? I have to make sure that I'm off of here by 11 because I am appearing on a podcast and we're recording it today. So I want to make sure I'm on time. All right, what else do we need to know? And don't forget, on the 12th, I have a special guest coming into the tribe, and we're going to talk about what it means to be psychic, their journey of being a psychic since childhood. And I mean, this person, like I said, has had their own radio shows. They've been on Gaia. They ran the biggest metaphysical fair up in the Midwest, I think. I'll have to ask them. But they gave me the most profound reading while we were on the Spirit Heart cruise. It was crazy. So I'm extremely excited to have this person join us in the tribe, and I will leave opportunity for you all to ask questions and all of that. No, it's not Elias, but Elias will be one of our guest speakers a little bit later on. Okay. Oh God, here we have a fear monger. Doing the devil's work. How do you know if you're psychic? Everybody has a bit of psychic in them. Okay, we just have to tap in and we have to trust it. Okay, here, look at that. Resistance. I was just talking about this, right? If you have that resistance, that's what we're talking about here, especially on Thursday. Okay, we need to be aware of where that resistance is. We need to be aware of how we're thinking about ourselves, how we're thinking about others, how we're thinking about the world. I mean, remember, your thoughts will dictate what you do and what you feel, and it dictates your life. So you got to be very careful. And when you identify where that resistance lies, it is your responsibility to do the work to help you overcome that resistance. And sometimes that means getting help from another source, right? People come to me all the time for coaching and for tarot sessions to identify this resistance and to make the leap forward. But if you don't resonate with me, that's okay. Go to somebody that you do resonate. Make sure you check them out. Please don't just go to anybody, because like we were just talking about earlier, you know, the person that's talking about just move if you don't like the vibration of your home. No, we want somebody who actually understands people. Okay. So I heard I am, got my aura red. I've been on my spiritual awakening. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody has psychic abilities. It's just the more you tap in, the more you will experience them. Yes, Elizabeth, you just add a number, like you add all your house numbers together individually, just like you do normal numerology. And then when if you come out to a 2-digit, you add those 2 digits together, and then you just keep doing that until you get 1 digit, and then that's the energy of your home. And if it's not one that you're particularly happy with, then you can put a number on the back of your door that balances it out for what you want. So let's say, like, if you're single and you're wanting to get into a relationship and your house is a 1, you can add a 1 to the back of your door and it makes it a 2. Or if it's whatever number it is, you can add whatever number that will add up to it to balance it out to a 2. And then you can meet somebody. A retired mermaid. I love that name. Welcome. All right. Let's see. What else do we need to know? Can you describe that picture of resistance card? Well, you see the staircase, right? And there's a hand there. So they have their hand reaching out, but you see the wind is blowing them back. What does wind represent? Our thoughts. Okay? And you see it's connected, the open doorway is connected to the heart. So it's like all this feminine energy, and it's about, you know, how you feel about yourself, your love, your growth. It's got a cherry blossom in it. You can look up what cherry blossoms resonate as for you. But there's so much. It's like this is an opportunity, like you're being risen up. You're being given this gift, but your thoughts are your resistance. What deck is which one? This one? That is Mystical Journey Oracle. All right, what else do we need to know? Yes, yours would be a 1. Yes. Look, warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Remember at the beginning, I was telling y'all about, you know, getting the refunds. I got 2 refunds because 2 situations were like I had money taken from me. Well, I stood strong and I knew that the universe was always on my side because I was standing up for what was right, not for just because I wanted something, right? I'm not trying to overpower somebody just for egoic standards. I knew what was right and I affirmed the universe is on my side. I have nothing to worry about. And that's how I got the refunds. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, like, you don't have to accept the status quo. You don't have to accept what you're seeing externally. As long as you are moving towards what is right, you can affirm that the universe has your back. The universe is on your side. The universe is always supporting you, and everything's going to work out for your highest good, period. Okay. It could be. You can add the 1 to your back door and see if it helps. And then make sure also, like listen, okay, let's use this as an example. That's a great question because their house is a 1. And so they asked, is that why I haven't met Mr. Right? That could very well be, okay? So we want to change the vibration of the home. However, you also want to make sure that you understand how you're feeling about yourself, how you're projecting yourself. And how are you viewing the opposite sex if you're looking for the opposite sex, right? So how are you, like, you know, there's a lot of man and women bashing going on all over social media, right? Men hating women, women hating men, blah, 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 blah. So it's very easy to adapt that mindset, but we have to be realistic, you know? Not every woman is crazy. Not every man is bad or toxic. We can't think in that general sense of just including everybody in these claims. That's stupid, right? So we want to make sure what our thoughts are about the partner we seek, what our thoughts and feelings are about ourselves, how are we projecting that out into the world, and then, yeah, the vibration of our environment. So, awesome. Let's see. What else do we need to know? Look at that, compassion. Look how beautiful that is. So, you know, this wolf here can represent the wild side of us, like our subconscious. It just kind of like goes and does its own thing without us being very aware, right? However, once we become aware of our subconscious, first of all, well, yeah, once we become aware of the subconscious and the wild side that's like creating all this chaos for ourselves, we give ourselves compassion because our subconscious is only operating based off of what we were programmed with from growing up, right? So you give yourself compassion, you give yourself love and understanding of like, you know what? I was just doing the best with what I knew how, right? So this week, try giving yourself compassion for, maybe the things that you felt like you did wrong. I'm like, you know what? Okay, chose wrong. That's okay. Shit happens. I know better now. Ta-da, done. Right? Give yourself compassion. You can maybe need to give others compassion, but that doesn't mean that you let them like pull you down, right? You say, man, I'm so sorry that you were going through this. Here's what helped me. Maybe this will help you, right? And we don't want to play off of other people's compassion as far as manipulating into them, like giving us something when we can perfectly do it for ourselves. So there's so many different ways that we can see this, right? We want to give compassion where it's needed, especially to ourselves, because we are the hardest on ourselves, right? It's number 12. Yes, exactly, Cheryl. She said we shouldn't generalize or stereotype anyone. Take them at their own merit. 100%. Yep. It's very ignorant to generalize or stereotype, any group. It's ridiculous. If you would like a personal relationship reading, you can book through the link in my bio. This is a collective reading. Do you include the building number with your apartment number? Yeah, I would, because the building number is on the building, right? So it's giving it that vibration, and then your apartment number adds to it. So I definitely would. You can do whatever you feel is appropriate, but in my understanding of how numerology and vibration works, yes, I would include it, because think about also how you write your address. You write the number, the street, and then your apartment number. So yeah. If you're in if you're in a hotel room, if you're in an apartment, whatever, you can do that. Now, I would try different things, Jennifer, since the number is right there on your apartment. You can try it both ways and see what you feel works best for you as far as like the most intense change in that vibration. Okay. So maybe if we add the whole numbers together, it kind of gives it like a general sense. Maybe it'll be more intense if you just use the apartment number. Try both and see what works. That brings you to an 8. Awesome. Okay, it says, how can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you, and today, trust the outcome will be for your highest good. You can't make this up. I literally been talking about this the entire time. Today's soul action. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. See? This is the same thing as saying the universe, is always supporting me. The universe is always on my side. Same thing. So wherever you're feeling rigid or stuck, maybe that's why the Knight of Wands is in reverse here. Maybe that might be revealed to you in the next couple of days or over the next couple of days where you're feeling this immobility, okay? And then you affirm, no, the universe is always supporting me. The universe always has my highest interest and my highest good at hand, whatever you want to say. All right, let's get into the money deck. See what we need to know. What is our money message for this week? I pulled a collective affirmation card, and it said, each problem had a solution. You are safe. Nice. Let's see. You don't add 11 together because it's a master number, so it would keep the vibration of 11. So you can do, I mean, it's kind of hard to, you might have to add more numbers to that to get it to come down to a 2. 7 is a very spiritual number. So you can manifest your partner instead of having to feel like you need to balance out the number. You can work on your manifestations. All right, what is our money message for this week? Focus on the deck. What is our money message for this week? Okay, so we have unclear. Remember how I said watch your spending on Tuesday? There's 3 ways to resonate. Let's see what it says. Money is either tight or not receiving what you expected. Well, why is that, right? What are your thoughts about money and your situation with money, and how are your actions fulfilling that thought process? Number 2, the answers you are seeking will remain unclear for now. That could be because there's a lack of direction happening. And maybe there's a problem with expecting money to come from other people instead of working with yourself and the universe. Okay, so we can all correct this stuff. Number 3, your basic needs will be met. So there's no fear here. It's telling you like there might be some things that you can't really see right now, but your basic needs will be met. So there's no reason to be afraid. But you can also focus on tapping in, focusing your intentions on what you want. And it's like focus on, you know, your personal well-being, focus on your environment, all of that stuff, and then money will start to find you. You don't always want to focus just on money because it's like, you know, it's like an animal. When you chase it, it's going to run, right? I mean, most of them. Some of them will turn around and eat you, but you understand what I'm saying? It causes a problem. All right, let's get one more, and then we'll get to the Rebel deck. What else do we need to know this week? What else do we need to know this week? Nope, we gotta keep going. It did not split perfectly. I love this gate of opportunities. We've had this before, okay? Pass through the gate of opportunities, wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. Seize every minute. Embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. So it goes with the blessing of liminal space. It goes with the message of make sure you're moving with intention. You're really focused on your connection with the earth, your connection with the divine, your connection with yourself, and then see how that's being reflected in others, right? The more you find yourself in balance and harmony, and you're just really affirming that you're safe and secure, you're grounded, all of that, you will start to see opportunities naturally come to you, okay? All right, let's get the Rebel deck. You know what? Nope, we got to do the Kipper first. I almost forgot. I've done that with this project, and the money is just there to bring it together. Oh, I love that, Denise. Isn't it fun when things like that happen? So freaking fun. All right, what else do we need to know this week? Mature woman, number 6. Okay. What is a mature woman? She is wise. She understands life. She understands the way things need to happen, right? Number 6. 6 is love, harmony. It could be the home, it's family, but it's also responsibility. Okay? So remember how we've been talking about it is your responsibility to get yourself aligned. It's your responsibility to get yourself out of the rut, right? And that could be asking for help, like hiring a coach or a therapist or a counselor, whatever it may be. Okay, but it's your responsibility to take the necessary steps. Hang on, I got to verify myself again. Does that make sense? Okay, you might have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. Well, how can you delegate that? How can you stop taking on the world as your responsibility? Okay, it's going to be different for everybody. Now we will get into the Rebel deck. This is a time where I tell you, if you are sensitive and you get offended easily, this is your chance to scroll away, because this deck will call you out, and it's pretty direct. Yes, you need to save yourself. Yep. All right, let's see. What is our message for this week? What is our message for this week? Look at that. You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Don't just use it for dumb shit. Okay? You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Don't just use it for dumb shit. Okay? So let me give you an example of what just happened. Okay? So you see on TikTok, see in the comments, do you do one free card? We were just talking earlier about expecting things for free from people. What does that do? What does it do when you expect things for free? Put it in the comments. Let's see if you remember. It's called the Rebel deck. What happens? Thank you, Michelle. I'm waiting on you, TikTok. Come on. What happens if you expect things for free? You already forgot. It keeps you in poverty. It keeps you in poverty. If you expect things for free, you can expect to have a life of poverty. Okay? A life of lack, a life of poverty. You can expect to struggle. Okay? So if you are willing, the more willing you are to pay for things, the more you're putting yourself into money flow. Now, responsibly. Okay? We're not going to go and just blow money and be dumb with our money, be reckless with our money. That's not putting yourself in the positive flow. Okay? What I mean is when you're willing to pay for something, like for example, I paid my monthly rent, right? And I always say, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. And I say it 3 times, and I say it with joy, right? Because it's putting me in the flow of money, of abundance, okay? If I was pissed off about having to pay for something, guess what? I'm putting myself in lack. And I'm mad at that. So it's a low vibration. I'm creating a money block, right? So don't do that. Yeah, not paying attention either. Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't even have to do spells. I mean, spells are just intentions, really, and so you don't, I mean, you can if you want to, absolutely. But you don't have to do money spells. You can literally just say the affirmation. You can pay with joy. You're like, you know what? I'm happy to support you. So let me give you an example right quick before we sign off. Okay. My he's gonna kill me for telling everybody this. My oldest son had an appointment to get his hair cut Saturday morning, and he slept through it because it was at 9 a.m. And so the guy sent him an invoice for $100 for a cancellation fee because he didn't show up. And my son was like, he's never experienced that before. And I said, well, you no called, no showed. And he was like, he was he was like, well, it was too early in the morning. I said, well, then you shouldn't have chose that time. If you knew that you're likely to sleep through it, you shouldn't have chose that time. He deserves his money because you filled up a spot somebody else could have taken, you know? And I said, think about whenever you are in your own small business because he wants to create his own business. And I said, what if somebody no call, no showed you? You deserve to get paid for blocking that time off. And he was like, he's funny because the way he acts when I start talking like sense, he's like, I'm done with this conversation. And he's joking, right? And he's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore and whatever, because he knows that I'm making sense. Like, either like this, you just got to pay it. Take the L and pay it. That way you could go back to see him because the guy cuts his hair really well and he appreciates him and his talents. And I said, then you owe him money. So deal with it, pay it, and move on. Oops, hang on. We've been handling that for the year. Sometimes it's super early. Yeah. Good money lesson for him. Yeah. I mean, he's got to understand that you can't just waste people's time. When people make appointments with me, I always put it in there that if you no call, no show, your appointment's canceled. You do not get a refund, right? If you need to reschedule, then you need to tell me like 24 hours before or at least in enough time that we can reschedule. And I'm happy to reschedule one time, But if you don't show up, then you lose your appointment. And that has happened, believe it or not. So you got to respect people and their time and their talents. So yeah, it was a lesson for him. You can't just not show up to appointments. And he was getting frustrated with me. He's like, but it was too early. Who does it that early? I said, you chose the time. He goes, that was the only one he had available for da, da, da. I said, well, then you should have got your ass up and gone. Like he didn't like that I was like going to agree with him or that I wasn't agree with him about the charge. And I was like, no, you need to pay it. So yeah. Exactly. He won't sleep through the appointment again. All right. Yeah. And he struggled so much with really good hairstylists. And so I was like, if you want to keep this person, then you need to pay them. It's the only right thing to do. It's karma. So anywho, I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you need anything, the link is in my bio. Get into the tribe so y'all can join us when we have our guest speaker on the 12th. And there's so many resources for you in the tribe. Yeah, all kinds of things. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you back here next Friday or this coming Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we'll talk about the weekend. We'll pull cards. We'll do all the things. All right. So love y'all. Mwah. I will see you then.